All right, guys, continuing with section 3.4. This is checker understanding number 3, page 220. So again, solve by completing the square. This time, the a value is not 1. Okay, so let's look at the first one. Your a value is 1/2. So in the previous videos that I have done, and I think I also talked about this in class, what I would do is I would get rid of the fractions. Okay. So the technique here, guys, is to always make sure that if you are completing the square, the number in front of the x squared has to become a 1. Okay. We don't worry about the other two terms. All right. This one has to become a 1. This and this, we don't care about that. That's okay. But what's important is the number in front of the x squared. So I think what we can do here is to multiply everything by 2 to get rid of the 1/2. All right. So multiplying everything by 2, that becomes x squared plus 6x minus 9. All right. Oops. Is equal to 0. Okay. Now be careful. Do not assume that this trinomial is a perfect square because x squared plus 6x usually appears to be a trinomial that may be completed by adding 9. If this was a plus 9, then it's a perfect square trinomial, but it's a minus 9. So what I wanted to do is move that 9 to the, or negative 9 to the other side, makes it positive 9. So how do we complete this square here? So just like what happened earlier, which I showed in the other video, you are going to divide the middle term by 2, and then you're going to square it. You do the same to the other side. So let's simplify. This one becomes x squared plus 6x. This 6 over 2 becomes 3. Squared is 9. Therefore, on the other side, it's 9 also. This one becomes x plus 3 squared equals 18. To get the answer to this one, or to isolate x, we have to get the square root of both sides. We now have x plus 3 equals plus or minus 18. And some of you might want to turn it into a mixed radical, 3 root of 2, it's up to you, or root of 18. Okay. Therefore, x is equal to negative 3 plus or minus root of 18 as an entire radical, or negative 3 plus or minus 3 root of 2 as a mixed radical. Let's go to letter B. Negative 5x squared minus 10x plus 2. So once again, the trick with completing the square is to make sure that the number in front of the x squared becomes a 1. Therefore, we need to get rid of that negative 5. We need to divide everything by negative 5. So this one will require a little bit of work. Negative 5x squared minus 10x plus 2 equals 0. All right. So let's get rid of that negative 5 first by dividing everything by negative 5. I now have negative 5x squared divided by negative 5 is x squared. Negative 10x divided by negative 5 is plus 2x. 2 divided by negative 5 is just negative 2/5. That's okay, all right? If you're like, oh my God, what is that? That's okay, don't worry about it, all right? So completing the square requires you to have the first two terms on the left side and then the number only on the right side. Let's move that now to the right side. Once again, you can see that I left a space here, which I'm going to fill out by completing the trinomial. I'm going to be adding a number that would be using this number, the middle term, divided by 2, and then squaring it, and doing the same thing to the other side. Let's simplify. X squared plus 2x, and 2 over 2 is 1. Squared is 1. while on the other side, it's 2 fifths plus 1. Okay? It becomes x plus 1 squared equals, um, do not turn it into um, a mixed number, turn it into an improper fraction. This one is going to be 7 over 5. All right? And then what? Um, if you're thinking, why should I not make it a mixed number? Because you're going to get the square root. And the square root of a mixed number will just ask you to do an improper fraction again. So getting the square root of both sides, we have x plus 1 equals the root of 7 over 5. Finishing it up, x is equal to -1 plus or minus, okay, the root of 7 over 5. And there's your answer. Okay. Thank you for watching. Do the practice question. Bye.